So the other day, I got an email from a regular viewer of this YouTube channel from James saying, "Hey Matt, hope you're good. I've been following your stuff for a bit. I'm finally building my own AI SaaS. The MVP, minimum viable product, is basically ready, and I'd really value your quick take on the idea. If you're up for it, it's here, complylabel.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks, James." So James is not a client, but he is a viewer. So I said, look, James, this is literally what I do for my clients, kind of thing. I help them build this stuff out. So, but if you fancy it, I'll make a YouTube video. So essentially I won't charge you anything. There'll be no coaching fee or anything like that. But what I'll do instead is I'll do a bit of a video with a little bit of a critique on here. And then obviously you guys will potentially learn some stuff, and James will get some value without having to pay me for it. So hopefully it's a win-win. Anyway, James agreed, and this is complylabel.com. Okay, so I'm just going to go through it and give you my thoughts. I've had a little look at it, but I've not actually properly deep dived or thought about it. So this is just my raw thoughts as it comes out of my head, basically. So my first thoughts are, I want to know, let's just understand what this is. Generate compliant nutrition labels in minutes, save thousands on consultants. ComplyLabel automates FDA and FSA compliant nutrition labels from your recipes with instant calculations and compliance checking for specialty food and beverage producers. So my first thoughts are, I mean, it's very niched down, and niched down is good. It's a simple project, so he probably built it quite quickly. He's obviously used AI. I assume this is Replit, and the tech stack that I recommend. If you're interested in building your own software, you can click the links down below. I've got a PRD generator. It's a 100% free tool. You can build a tool in about 12 minutes using AI, no coding, no need to know how to code or anything like that. And it's pretty much free. My tool's free anyway. The agent is free or thereabouts. So let's have a little look at this. So my first thoughts are, I like that it's a simple tool, and I mean, I understand it. It's generating compliant nutrition labels. I don't know how difficult a problem this is, but here we go. Look, so these kind of things, US format, UK format. So compliant, I guess that's supplements or whatever, but compliant labels. I think it's a cool little idea for sure. It's not one I would have thought of. I don't know if there's any demand for it, but let's do a little bit of exploring anyway. So I've not prepared anything. This is just me riffing, right? So first things first, I'm going to try and understand if there's any other tools out there for this, right? So I'm just going to pause this while I'll just pause this. I'll be back in a sec. You'll see it instant though. Okay, so this is what I advocate you using. Like, you could go to Google and do this, or you could just ask ChatGPT or whatever LLM you use and get it to do it for you. And I want you to bounce off the LLMs as you work on this stuff, because they are your brains and they work best when you bounce off them rather than just rely on them. So I've asked, check out this site. Is there any other products on the market already like it? So I've literally put it in here, and it said, yes, the tool you referenced, ComplyLabel, is one of several software platforms in the market aimed at generating nutrition labels for food manufacturers and related businesses. Okay, so this is a good thing. When you see, if your first thoughts are, oh no, there's competition, no, that's a good thing. It means this is actually a market, and there's actually people out there that have this problem. So this validates the market, validates the demand for me. This is all you need these days, because you're not going to pour 2 years and 200-300 grand into building this tool out. He's already done it, probably, I don't know, in a few days or a week or two or something, using AI. So Recipal, cloud-based tool for generating compliant nutrition labels. Menu Sano, Food Label Maker, Nutritionist Pro, NutriCal. So there's a bunch. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open each of these up, and we're going to have a little look. Just a second. Okay. So now I'm just going to try and understand the competition a little bit. So this is a GCC one, which is obviously where I'm based, so Dubai and all that stuff. So that might be, I don't know if that's why ChatGPT suggested this one, but this is highlighted something that actually you could create a niched down one for specific regulatory agencies, specific countries or continents or whatever. So this alone could give you a little niche. You might go, you know what, I'm going to do it for the Caribbean islands, whoever theirs are or whatever. So you could actually niche down if you wanted to. I'm not suggesting you do. You probably don't need to, but I'm just suggesting that you could. Right, so free trial, book a demo, food labeling. So, okay. Okay, looks like, I don't know if this is all different companies that this software, over 200 businesses. So again, proof that there's a market here, like, and this is specifically GCC. Okay, so let's have a look at little pricing just to understand this one. So you got free trial for 7 days on this one. Essentials, 10 recipes, so about £60-ish. I guess that's about $80 a month. Okay. Okay, so I get it. So that's that one. So I'm just trying to understand the marketplace for your SaaS at the minute. So again, some of our clients, you've got like big names that are using this stuff. Food labeling, custom nutrition, food label formats. So it looks like you've created a really micro niche. I don't know if it would be considered a micro niche. It would be to me, I think. But you've created some super niche software that clearly works in a space that's got demand. They've got active customers in this space. So well done. You've literally done exactly what I suggest on the channel as far as finding a micro niche, finding a small tool that's got a few competitors. This is the perfect kind of level of competition. So well done. I mean, I don't want to slag off any of these websites and say anything bad about them, but like this sales page, trying to be nice could be better. But let's have a look at pricing. So food labeling. Okay, since 1982, the Nutritionist Pro family of products have helped more than 1 million in over 100 customers in over 100 countries. Wow. Okay, used by food manufacturers, restaurants, food service. Again, exploring micro niches. If you want an example for like niching down further, like food manufacturers was the obvious kind of one, I guess. But restaurants, food service, delivery apps, vending, and more. So you could literally create one just for restaurants in a country. Do you know what I mean? You could specifically niche down as much as that if you wanted to. The reason why I say niche down, obviously it reduces your potential customers, but it doesn't usually work like that. What it actually does is makes, when somebody's comparing the options out there, let's say they're looking at the 5 competitors I'm looking at, and they're looking at you. If yours specifically targets restaurants in the UK, say, and everything else is broader, then if I'm a restaurant in the UK looking for a restaurant in the UK solution, yours is going to stand out because you're specifically addressing the customer avatar in your sales stuff. So this is kind of for everyone, whereas if yours was just for UK restaurants and it said that in the sales letter, yours is going to be a standout winner right from the start, just from a positioning point of view. It's positioned for me as a customer that has a UK restaurant. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's have a look. So USA English, so this is yearly pricing. So let's say monthly. Okay, so the last one was about $80 a month, I think, just off the top of my head. This one looks like it's around $50 a month. Again, simple tools, like $50, $60 a month. Simple tools can make really good money. Okay, very basic sales letter. This very basic sales letter. Like, wouldn't be difficult to make a much better sales letter than this. Be very easy. I'm not trying to attack anyone, but yeah, this would be probably an example of one of those kind of dinosaur products. Like, since 1982, over 1 million have relied on Nutritionist Pro. Do you know what I mean? Like 1982, it's almost as old as me, and it feels it as well. Like, this website feels like it was made in Lord only knows when. Okay, so this one, I don't know if you can see this, foodlabelmaker.com, easy and compliant nutrition label software. Honestly, I can't describe how perfect niche selection you've done by choosing this product. This is a really good lesson for anyone watching this. Like who'd have thought this was even a thing? But it clearly is a thing, and this has all clearly been built pre-AI, which means they've got dev teams that are earning good money, and this is ripe for disruption. Obviously, I don't know about the legalities of it. You've got to make sure that whatever you're claiming you can do is all okay and all that stuff. But I imagine there's a lot of like Amazon private label sellers and these like eBay sellers and stuff that are launching supplement brands and all kinds of food stuff, and they, you could address them in a specific market or whatever. Join over 10,000 users, optimizing more than 100,000 recipes at scale. Okay, look, yes, the Food and Drug Administration is responsible for overseeing and regulating the accuracy of nutrition facts labels. The FDA sets specific. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so there's a need there. There's a demand there. Okay. I mean, this is legit. Look, industries, food manufacturers, supplement manufacturers, restaurant and food service. So imagine if you just created one that's specifically for supplements, right? And like different countries' regulations and stuff. These are different, obviously targeting different industries, but you could really niche down if you wanted to. I'm not suggesting you do. You could just take these straight on, but let's have a look at pricing. I'm just building up an idea of what the softwares are and how much they charge. So let's switch to monthly. Wow. Okay. Oh, AED. Okay. One user, unlimited recipes. Okay. Yeah. So about £30 a month, £35 a month, something like that. About $50. So I'm getting an idea for pricing. Recipe costing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just have a quick look at a couple more. Again, if you're doing this, if you've chosen this niche, then you need to be deep diving, understanding what they offer, what the different features are, because as you're planning your software, obviously you've built your software, so maybe this doesn't matter to you, but you want to be, like features list. What are the core features that they all share? You want to extract that, because chances are if they all share the exact same feature, you need to have it also. So working with my clients, often I found that I'd have conversations where they would want to leave features out because other people had got those features, and that's not really the best way to go. It's not the right way to go. The right way to go is include the features that everyone else has got, and then have your own unique features to make your product stand out. So compliant nutrition labels, obviously that's what yours will do. Regular database, allergen labeling. You just want to make sure that you are covering all of the shared features that these other softwares have. So front package labels now available for Canada. I think this is a really good little niche. I would never have thought of it, and it's a really good case study for anyone watching this thinking about getting into SaaS. Like, what an awesome little kind of micro niche this is, but clearly it's a big market that I just never thought about. But nice and easy, because James has literally already built it, so it can't be that difficult. It's literally built it. Now, my first thoughts are you want to be borrowing some little bits and bobs from each of these sales letters as well, because yours is very basic and probably knocked up with AI very quickly. So that's on monthly. So $29, $50, $60. That's the kind of price point. So you could, I often advocate a strategy whereby you can offer twice the free trial, twice the length free trial as the other. So if they're all offering, what's this one? So start free trial. Let's have a look. Nice little apple. Oh, 7-day free trial. So let's say they're all 7-day free trials. If you were to offer a 14-day free trial, that makes you more attractive. And then they're all averaging, just off the top of my head, $30, $40, $50 probably. Average is probably, if you figured it all out, it'd probably be around $50, $45, $40, $50. So if you came at $19, well, you're probably half the average price of everyone else. Again, you don't want to be the cheapest one out there, but when you're trying to penetrate a market, you might go in with penetration pricing just to get your foot in the door kind of thing, so you become the obvious choice. I think it was Russell Brunson that once said, there's no strategic advantage to being the second cheapest. And I think that's always resonated with me because it's true. So like, if you're just looking at price, then probably being the cheapest, albeit it's not a USP and it's not something you should rely on. Actually, you want to be the most expensive over time, ideally. But when you're penetrating a market, being the cheapest, not the second cheapest, not the third cheapest, being the cheapest can actually help you get your foot in the door. So double the length free trial and cheaper than everybody else. It will already attract you some customers. I'm not saying they'll be the best customers, but right now when you're starting out, you want to just attract any customers. Like, anyone's better than nothing. You want to get some money in the door. So clone the core feature set of everybody else, add a unique selling point or feature or two that's unique, or a unique way of doing it in your software, and then you can have double the length free trial and half the price of everyone else. Again, no strategic advantage to be the second cheapest. So I'm not saying I'll do it in the middle of the ground. The price won't really give you an advantage then. But it's okay to go do that. You don't have to be the cheapest. I'm just giving you some thoughts, okay? So I'll look at one more, because I think there's one more. Okay, Recipal. So products, nutrition label software, inventory, apparel labeling expert, pricing, nutrition labeling. Okay, same again. So $30 per recipe, $59. So they're all much of a muchness with the price. They're all about the same. Really, so analysing market, I think you've done a cracking job. There's clearly a market here. It's not one that was obvious to me. If you're in the industry, maybe it is, but clearly, like, you can pick up breadcrumbs of money in this niche. One, there's a bunch of companies in the same space, which is good. Two, they've already been built out pre-AI, which means they've got dev teams. Dev teams aren't cheap, especially if they're American dev teams. They'll be very expensive. And you can see that they're clearly not lying. They're posting like logos and lots of companies that they're working with. So there's a large market out there. I'm not saying it's an easy to access market, but the idea is you build a better product than everyone else, you make it maybe cheaper than everyone else, and you focus on a better sales process than everyone else. And then you're already putting your best foot forward, and then it becomes about visibility. So building the product, building the sales process, the pricing tiers, the free trial, the actual words on the page, any videos and stuff. Once you've done that once, then obviously you can focus on visibility, and you could be in a good place. One thing I've noticed about all of these websites is none of them are that good from a sales point of view. This one is probably one of the better ones, I think. Just analysing it so that you can extract some things, because actually all of them, no offence, all of them are probably better than yours. Yours looks very out of the box AI, and I don't say that to be insulting. It's a great starting point, but it's very AI out of the box. So the first thing you want to do is you want to beef up this sales process, and I'll give you some tips right now. So you want to make your sales letter ideally better than everybody else's. So I've talked about how you can position yourself. If I was doing this, I would probably go in there at $19, because everyone else is $30, $40, $50, $60. I'd go in at $19 with a slightly better feature package than theirs, obviously with your own USP or two. So I didn't notice if you've got a USP or not, but I would think about a USP. So, there we go, compliance highlighting. I don't know if that's a strong USP. I don't want to focus this whole video on it, but you want a USP or two, right? You probably don't want to address it as a USP, but you want a USP or two. So this sales letter is better than yours. So if you wanted to just model a sales letter, and I don't mean copy any of it, but you just want to model one that's better than yours until you can beef yours up and make it even better. But some things that stand out that are good on this versus yours that you might want to borrow is, I mean, this is very it's very bland. It lacks any kind of soul. It feels AI, and so little things you could do to make it feel better. Just simple things, obvious things. Change it, get a logo. So this will be a Replit generated logo. Get a better logo. So you could use some of the image generation tools in an LLM like Abacus. Abacus gives you access to all the different large language models and different AI models. So you could create maybe a better logo in there. Maybe you could pay a Fiverr designer, or maybe you could just have a play with ChatGPT or Replit itself or whatever. Just this is not the best logo. It feels very AI, and the text feels very kind of like just flat and a bit rubbish. I'm not saying this is a great one, but like it's at least got some personality. You wouldn't want to use the same. You wouldn't want to use the same color scheme, and you don't want to put a hat on it. But like, it's got a little hat on the recipe bit, Recipal. Like, it's got some personality. Do I like your name? Compli label. Oh, compliant. Okay. I mean, that's a Replit generated name as well. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. But just a new logo will beef it up. That'll make it feel better. Create your own nutrition fact labels. So it says what it does on the tin. Generate compliant nutrition labels in minutes. Says what it does on the tin. Not particularly sexy, but it says what it does on the tin. Our nutrition label generator makes it easy to create FDA and compliant labels from anywhere with recipe costing and inventory to improve your business. So if you don't have recipe costing in here, this is going to be something that I don't know if you have recipe costing, but I noticed that on a couple of the websites that they mentioned recipe costing. So realistically, that's probably something that people in this space expect, and even if it's not in your MVP, you're probably going to want to build it in there at some point. But so what you've got a headline, you've got a subheadline. Try our sample label. Okay. Yeah, I don't particularly love that, but they've got some kind of free clicking around thing going on. How does Recipal work? Okay, so just a bit of an explainer video by the founder, presumably. Again, it's got more personality. You see the guy on there. You don't have to put a guy on there. It can be a faceless business. But like yours, where's the video? These slide things, they're all right. But I would prefer to see like a screenshot of your dashboard of your software on like a laptop or something. So it's like it's visually appealing. So, and then I would probably have like watch a demo video type thing like he's got, and you can press play. 1 minute video, that's perfect. That's what I always recommend my clients. 1-2 minute overview video. You don't want to make it too long. Now something else, if I start, instead of just, I don't want you to just rip off somebody else, but so I'll just go through your sales letter and just give you some general advice. Obviously with clients, I deep dive into every word, I deep dive into everything, and then they go away and do the best to kind of put that stuff in motion. But what you want in this is you want to tell 2 stories in your sales letter. You want to tell a story in the headlines, because what you've got is you've got skimmers, scrollers, and you've got the odd occasional person that read every word. Now there's a saying in copywriting, the more you tell, the more you sell. So the more information you give them, the better. But you don't want that to be too wordy. You want it to be brief. You want it to be concise. So you don't want to. You want to make it as full-featured as an explanation as it needs to be and no more, right? But as concise as possible. Oftentimes videos or images, what do they say? An image tells 1,000 words, or have I just made that up? It's something like that. But like, I like little videos or animated GIFs that show you features. So what you'll probably have somewhere at the top, I would go with a dashboard screenshot. Obviously, you're still going to have your headline, you're still going to have your subheadline, but I would go with like a dashboard screenshot somewhere. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about layout, but dashboard screenshot somewhere that has a dashboard screenshot in there with like a laptop background. So it's an image that you can create on Canva. You drop your screenshot of your dashboard into the laptop thing, and then export it, upload it to your site, and then it's going to be visually appealing. It's going to have more soul. It's just going to look and feel better, because this feels very green and black and very not corporate, just flat. And I'm not slagging you off. It's a great start. It's a great starting point, but the intention is you talk to me to help you make this better. So dashboard, screenshot, and then you want to have like a video. So you press play. Maybe you have a play button in the middle of the dashboard and then some writing under it saying press play to see Complete Label in action or something like that. And then it opens up a video and it shows an overview of the software. You don't need to have an AI voice on there. You can if you want to. Normally just a screen capture recording of your software and all of the features. So you'll go through the features, you'll go through the dashboard, and it'll be 1 to 2 minutes, but you want it to be brief, concise, so somebody can watch a 1-minute video and understand what your software does and how it works. That's that telling a picture telling 1,000 words, while a video will tell 1,000 pictures. So that's what you want: headline, subheadline, image, a screenshot of your dashboard in a laptop with either a play button in there and an obvious like not call to action, but an obvious click here to watch a demo or whatever, and then a 1 to 2 minute overview of your software. That alone is going to make this so much better if you stop there, but I'm going to give you loads more as well. This is all right. It could be sexy. I would probably go to Claude, not ChatGPT, because Claude's a better copywriter, and say, look, this is a bit flat. Give me 10 variations of this headline, and I'll probably either pick one yourself or ask a bunch of friends and say which one of these is best. You know, maybe whittle it down to a short list of 3 yourself, and then ask a few people you know to just tell you which one's best. And chances are 80% of them will say the same thing. Choose that one and put it here. Same with this. It's all right, but I would probably get Claude to rewrite it a bunch of times. Pick the one that stands out the best. And then you'll be off to a very, very strong start with just those changes. Now, what you also want to do, I will start telling you about the skimmers and scrollers. So you want to tell a story in your sales page, right? So that story should be each of your headline and each of your subheadlines. So this is a subheadline should tell a story, right? And I don't mean like J.K. Rowling story. I mean, somebody should be able to just scroll down through the page, because some people, that's all they do, and it should capture their attention. It should make them go, oh, this is speaking to me. This is the software I'm looking for. So someone's going to land on your page. Right now, maybe the headline grabs their attention, but nothing's telling me to use this over anyone else's, because you're not putting your best foot forward yet. But you will do when you're finished. And yeah, so you want to tell a story through it. So professional quality labels. Quality labels are what? Is this a label manufacturer? Like, is this like, are you going to print a load of labels for my school projects? Like, the story needs to be told through the subheadlines, so somebody can get an overview as to not only get the main feature / benefit of what this software does, but it tells a story through the subheads. Linear format labels means nothing to me. Now the image tells me what it is, which is good, but that means nothing to me. Everything you need for compliant labels, that's all right. It's just not as sexy as it could be. Frequently asked questions. Again, it's all right. Simple, transparent pricing. It's just got no personality. It's got no pizzazz. It doesn't hook me. So the idea is you're looking to hook people in. They're not going to read every word. What they're going to do is they're going to scroll, and they go, oh, yeah, that's the thing I'm looking for, because that subheadline hooked them. And then they're going to look into what's next after the subheadline. That's what you're looking to do, right? So you tell a story through your headlines and through your subheadlines, with the knowing that nobody's going to sit there and read every single word on this page. They're going to have a little skim, a little scroll, and something's going to capture their attention in it. Now, it might be a video. So what I want you to do also, so I've gave you above the fold, that's the stuff that you get when you first land on the page, advice. But what I want you to also do is I want you to tell a story through the subheads, but I want you to have either animated GIFs, these are like videos, but they play constantly, or videos either that autoplay or that you can click on and it tells what the feature does. So I want you to get all your main features and put them on this page, telling a story of what your software does, focusing not just on features, it's all about the benefits of the feature. So they're not, yeah, they're interested in what features your software's got, but actually they're interested in what does that feature do for them. So it's the benefit of that feature. And then if you're getting really advanced, but it'll be overly wordy probably, and probably not something you should tackle on your own. But not just the benefits of the features, but the benefits of those features. But that's quite advanced, so ignore that for now. Add your features on here, at least your core features that stand out, maybe a USP or two, and have a video or an animated GIF that screen captured that feature and how it's working. Now these videos want to be more like 10 to 30 seconds each. So you've got your overview video at the top, that might be 1 minute, a minute and a half, 2 minutes maximum, 3 minutes, an absolute push, but I don't want you to do a 3-minute video. I want you to aim for a 1 minute video, and if it goes 1 minute 30, that's cool. If it goes 2 minutes, that's okay too. But aim for a 1-ish minute video overview, and then these videos coming down 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, at a push 30 seconds, nothing longer than that, that show them how to use, not like a tutorial, but like an overview of the features individually, right? So if they're a visual audio person, they can click the videos and they can see it, or they can watch the animated GIFs without even clicking. So then you're telling a story of what the features are, and remember, they're actually interested in the benefits of the features. Okay, so always bear that in mind. And again, the LLMs are your friend. If you're struggling with understanding the benefits of the features, just put them into their LLM and say, what's the main benefits of this feature, and then just make sure to mention them. So that alone is going to beef this up without doing a full. Obviously, once you've done that, I would love to see where you're at with it and go again. But that alone is going to give you a much better sales letter that's going to allow you to compete with these guys. Now, something else that I just remembered. So when I hover over this, I don't know if you'll see it. So yeah, look, Comply label, FDA and FSA compliant nutrition labels for. What you want to do is you want to find out what your primary keywords are in this space and optimize them from an SEO point of view for that. So SEO is search engine optimization, and it's just, I just want you to focus on the basics of on-page optimization. So that's getting the words right on the page, which are likely for people to type in to the search engines to get them. And you can probably borrow that research in inverted commas that your competition has already done. So you've got FDA and FSA compliant nutrition labels. Now that might be cool. Maybe that's already getting searched. Let's have a look. Okay, so I'm here on Google Trends. I've not hit enter yet, but so this is the title tag, right? What comes up here is a title tag, right? So that's just an on-page SEO thing. So the title tag that sits in the HTML of your website, you don't need to worry about what that is. AI will take care of that. But your title tag is not currently Comply label, FDA and FSA compliant nutrition labels for. I don't know what that extra bit is, but I would suggest your primary keyword based on what you've got there is FDA compliant nutrition labels or something like that. So theirs is, so create and generate nutrition labels, recipe. Okay, so that's what their primary keywords is. And look, create your own nutrition facts labels. So this is probably a H1 header tag. So let me just view the source on this web page. Inspect. So H1, look, see H1 class? They're making a mistake there, unless I'm just being dummy because I'm live. But you want your H1 title. So let me have a look at yours. So if we come to your title, inspect it. H1 class. Yeah, so yours is proper. Yours, the AI's done a better job than theirs. And I mean, I'm not a blooming HTML coding expert, so somebody might be watching this and say, no, theirs is fine. I don't know. I'm not here to criticize. I'm here to help you. But yours, look, H1 tag is this. So just basic SEO principles are to include your primary keywords in your title tag, which is this one, and your H1 header tag. So this all goes into the HTML in the background. Your AI takes care of it. And you could just say, look, use modern SEO principles to optimize this sales page for this primary keyword and maybe this secondary keyword, and it will take care of this stuff for you. But you need to know about it in the first place. So FDA compliant nutrition labels. Let's see what kind of search volume this has got. I'm in the UAE right now, so that's not where your target market is likely to be. Let's do United States because it's FDA and that's a US thing. So no, oh, that's just past day. Let's change it to past 5 years. So you can see little spikes here and there, but that's probably because it's quite long tail. Let's try and go for FDA nutrition labels, just to make it a little bit shorter tail so we can get FDA labels. Let's go FDA labels. Okay, that gives you a better picture. Right, so let's have a look at their title tag. Let's close this. So their title tag, create and generate nutrition labels. So let's go for create nutrition labels. Let's see what that is. Create nutrition labels. Can't spell. Right, enter. Now what this will do is it will compare the two. So maybe that's an unfair comparison. So yours was FDA compliant nutrition labels really, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and put nutrition. FDA can't spell nutrition labels. That one. Let's have a look. Let's have a compare. Okay, so it's much of a muchness, but looks like that's probably got more search traffic to it than this. Now this is very basic. Like this is not the best way to do this, but I'm just trying to highlight some things for viewers and for you to look at. You need to think about your primary keywords. You want to optimize for something that people are searching for to find your software. Now, if I still had the tabs open, I would have a look at the competition and see what they were optimizing for, because maybe this particular one hasn't got it super nailed down, or maybe nutrition label generator, maybe that one is and they have mentioned FDA there, so they have got some options for FDA nutrition label generator to come up. So let's have a look at this one. Nutrition label generator. Okay, yeah, see, that one's the highest search traffic out of the bunch of them, and I've got a feeling that that is what they're optimizing for. Nutrition label generator, generate nutrition labels. Look, yeah. So just my gut tells me, without spending loads of time on the SEO, that's what they're optimizing for. Well, you can look at your competition and you can figure out what their primary keywords are. Chances are they've done the research already and they know what to optimize for. You need to optimize for that. So there's a little bit of sales stuff on there to beef up your sales process, and there is a little bit of copyright and a little bit of keyword stuff just to finish up, because I don't want to make this too long. But hopefully there's a bunch of lessons in here for you guys. So this will look so much better when you've got images of each feature, or you've got little videos with a thumbnail kind of image on there. Each of these will look back. You won't have them like this. You probably have them down the page. Don't be scared of making long sales pages. You don't need a long sales page. It can be a short one, and you should always test. But like, don't be scared of long sales pages. Nobody's reading the entire thing. What you do is you sprinkle free, start your free trials links throughout here, and then the idea is one of your subheads pulls them in. Maybe they watch a video and they get an idea that, oh yeah, I want that, and then start free trial. So there'd be probably a button under each of the sections, start free trial. So the idea is not, oh, it's too long a sales page, I'm telling them too much. No, remember, the more you tell, the more you sell. There is no too long a sales page. It needs to be as few words as possible to sell what it is you've got to sell the best it can be. And remember, you're giving away a free trial. You're not trying to get them to give you $1,000. If you was, you need to get them to book a call. You need to get them to book a demo. So let's have a look at your pricing just to finish up with one last tip. Your pricing's too expensive, in my opinion. I know you've got it in pounds here. Was there a dollar option? No, you've got it in pounds, but it's too expensive compared to these other things. So I would go in cheaper. You can always put your price up, and you can grandfather people in. It's hard to put your price down. So let's say you go in at $19 a month. You're significantly cheaper than everyone else, which means price is not going to be an issue for people giving you a try. So I always advocate, at least with brand new SaaS, going in cheap, because month after month you can put your price up. And if you've got some kind of following, community, social or whatever, each time you put your price up, you can say, look, our prices are going up, but if you get in before this date, you can lock in the current price forever, and you grandfather in all your current users. That makes your software super sticky because they're paying a lot less. Maybe a couple of years from now, when you put your prices up loads, and maybe there are these kind of prices, everybody that paid the initial $19 a month, there's even less reason for them to leave. You know, they'll stay sticky, they'll stay loyal because they're paying less than everybody else. Hopefully that makes sense. So there's a few thoughts. I think it's a great little niche. I didn't know anything about it, but it's a great little niche. I don't think there's a massive moat around it from a copying it point of view. So it all becomes about executing it really well. And I think you could probably do a much better job of executing on this than the competition that's entrenched and they've been around forever. And then you're basically working on beefing up this sales process, and then a lot of it is just driving visibility and stuff. So that's kind of the next part of the puzzle. But great choice of niche. Well done for building this out. I don't know how good it is, but well done for that. Beef up your sales letter, add in the videos, be mindful of SEO and stuff, and then you're basically ready to move forward at that stage. Obviously, you probably won't execute on everything I've said exactly as I've got in my mind's eye, but that's the whole point of me working with people, because they very rarely do. I've not had anybody out of the gate do a slam dunk, this is amazing. It's always a good start, and then we tweak it. But I've been selling stuff online for over 20 years, so this stuff comes very easy to me because I'm literally an 8-figure copywriter. I know I'm positioning myself as an AI SaaS guy right now because I've been in SaaS for the last 8-9 years. But before that, for the last 20 odd years, I've been a copywriter. So it's one of my oldest skill sets and the one that made me a millionaire, really. So this stuff comes very easy to me. It might not come so easy to you, but you've got the advantage of AI. Act on these suggestions, and I think you'll be in a much better place. And I really like the way you're going. So well done. Well done on getting this far. Well done on building it out. You are literally kind of like the model perfect channel subscriber, viewer. I think you're doing awesome, and I love it. Keep going, mate. Hopefully some of this helps, and if anybody's watching this, hopefully it helped you too, like a little case study of what to do to build out an AI SaaS business. And if you're interested in working with me on the 1st of December, I close the door to new one-to-one mentorships. There's no group coaching available right now. There is just a few one-to-one spots, and I close on this December the 1st, and then it goes to a wait list until I open again at some point next year. So if you're interested, there's a link below this video. You can book a call and let's chat, and maybe you can go down this route and have me help you every step of the way, click by click, step by step, word by word, thought by thought, and yeah, let's build you an AI SaaS business. Thanks for watching, and yeah, thanks for sending this in. And if you've got anything like this and you want me to do like a little case study video or whatever, a little critique video for you, send them over. You never know, I might say yeah and do another one like this. And if you like this kind of video, let me know in the comments. I'm more likely to do another one in the future. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.